Good morning. We are discussing about email marketing from last 3-4 lectures, and today we will further discuss about how to design great emails, because designing great emails is required to achieve the goals. And we need some primary goals. We'll be working on some corporate goals, right? And as I said, goals are not the achieving good open rates, delivery rates, or click rates on emails. Our primary goals are to achieve some business objectives, maybe branding, maybe brand awareness, conversion, sales, right? And today's focus will be on how to write great email copy, right? And to write great emails or to email design, best practices are: pick a primary goal that we need, and we have to focus on every elements of our email copy should focus on our primary goal, must be towards achieving our primary goal of the email. Write and design the copy, write the design emails, create a consistent experience. Consistent experience means if you are sending article blogs to your readers from using email ID on their email IDs, to send consistently for a longer period of time. Not it should not be like that you have sent this much 3 articles and next month you are even not sending a single one. So consistency should be there to achieve goals, right? Consistency is required. Every part of your email should support the goal you have selected. It should support the goal you have selected, the business goal we have selected, right? As I said, goal may be branding, goal may be conversions, goal may be sales. Deliveries, clicks and opens are metrics, not goals, that we know, and we are talking about them. Email deliveries, delivery rates. If you have sent 10,000 emails, how many has been delivered? How many bounce rate is there, right? Email deliveries or clicks or opens are metrics. These are metrics to measure, not our objectives, not our objectives or goal, right? Choice must be appealing as a theory. Choice must be appealing as a theory, but in reality, people find more and more choice to actually be debilitating, right? The choices should be limited, right? And analysis paralysis, we say, the state of overthinking that stops people from making decisions. If we have more number of choices, definitely overthinking will arise and we will be unable to decide anything, right? So in online inbound marketing or any sort of online marketing, we limit our choice, because give the best 2 or 3 choices or 1 choice or 2 alternatives, so that customer will not be confused and customer is going to finalize something, finalize the deal, or going to click on the link. That is right. And because of that, even when we will talk about designing a landing page on the lecture of lead generation, so we will be talking about, when we design a landing page, we don't even put any hyperlink, any link on the landing page. Why? Because at the landing page we need conversion. Either we need customer information or we need a sales. So we don't want to distract our customers. So there must not be any link for outer world of the website on the landing page. That is limiting the choice, limiting number of choice. Getting the point? Yes. The next is writing effective email copy. writing effective email copy. How we can write an effective email? Write for scannability, use the right tone. I've talked about that yesterday even. The tone should be proper. Personalize when appropriate. Personalize writing name and designation of the receiver. That is required whenever it is possible and required. Proofread. There should not be any grammatical or spelling mistake in our writing. That we have to ensure, and we can send some of our colleagues or friends or seniors for proofreading ones. Right? Getting the point? That is required. The inverted pyramid, a way to create focus emails that convert. Right? That convert. As we read newspapers, on the top, the headline is the main thing. Headline is the main thing, because when we read a newspaper headline, then on the basis of information on that headline, we start reading the inside story. When we start reading the inside story, the value of that inside story and the information contained on that inside story in a newspaper, right, will go decreasing as we read further and further. That is the main thing will be on the heading. Then you will find important thing on the first, second, third, first paragraph, less important on the third one, right? But here, when we write an email, the things are just opposite. We invert the pyramid, just opposite. Of course, we need something to grab attention on the top. Get attention. And after grabbing with some attention grabbing information, we have an important information in between, and most important will be at the end. In writing an email, when we go further reading the email, the most important information will be at the end, and with the end we say, yes, if you want to achieve that or if you want to get that, please click here. Because we need our user, visitor or reader must click on the link and will so that he or she can reach to our website where we are selling product or services. Getting the point? The main thing is at the end, because at the end we need the visitor, the reader to click on the link, the call to action. We call that link call to action. And I said the call to action words should be actionable. We must use actionable word like download now, click here. This is what? This is actionable. Let perform that action, that click and reach to our store where we are selling product or services. So getting the point? The most important thing is at the end in email marketing. That is, it is inverted in comparison to your newspaper. At the most important thing is at the top heading, and as we read the newspaper inside story, then the importance of the news will go decreasing as you read further within. But in email, we need to create the importance at the end, and we have to start in such a way the most important, the climax should be at the end, and with some actionable verb so that users clicks on the link and reaches our store. Right? This is inverted pyramid example, that is flywheel, some books. This is attraction. This is for attraction, and here some information, and most important is if you want to got it, the click here. So here we are using a picture for attraction. We are using a picture for attraction. Getting the point? Yes, this is. Communicating with design. Communicating with design. Use headers and subheaders. Adding, subheading. Use font, bolding, italics, numbers, color text, but not underline. Don't use underline. Be deliberate about the top 25% of your email. If you are going to use multiple calls to action, stack your content. Multiple call to action means we are using that. There is a link, again a link here, and even that image we are using as a call to action. If user clicks on that image, it reaches to our website, right? Getting? So this is about multiple action, right? White spaces, also known as negative space. White spaces refers to the part of your image that is left unmarked. So we can have white spaces more and more, right? Nicely typed email should look good. Regardless of where, when or how someone reads your email, it should be a good experience for them. Reading an email and viewing an email, your email should be a good experience for them. Getting? Email layout design guidelines provide a link to an online version, right? 600 pixels is the ideal width. 600 pixels. Lean away from HTML, CSS based positioning. Stick to table structure position, right? Table structured positioning. 600 pixels width. 600 pixel width we should focus, because we have to write the email according to design email according to the small devices as well. Email images and styling tips. Add ALT text to your image, alternative text. Avoid creating your email as a single image. Don't create a single image. Don't think that you will designing a single image on writing information on the image as well. That should not be followed. Avoid using background images. Don't use any background image. Don't use externally referenced. CSS is cascaded style sheets, we say. That is basically designing part. And you don't need to use external CSS. If any time you are using, you can use internal. Define the width and height of your image. That again should be in accordance with to taking care of small devices as well as large devices. Facts about mobile plus email. 54% of emails are opened on mobile. That is, will be now even 70%. The slides are little older versions, right? More than 70% people are opening on emails on their mobile. 81% of smartphone users say email is the most popular activity they use their phone for. We are using our phone for social media, for email, for Google search, or watching some movies, and nowadays Netflix and all this and that. When asked, 41% of readers say they wanted emails that can clearly be read on smartphones. Everyone needs emails that can be read clearly on smartphones, right? Designing for mobile devices, use mobile friendly templates. Email template should be mobile friendly. Move your call to action above the fold. Call to action means that button, that link that you want users to click, that should be above the fold. Put the navigation in the footer. Font should be minimum 14-point font. Minimum 14-point font you should use. Minimum 14-point. Avoid the wall of text by using the links breaks. Your call to action should be at least 44 by 44 pixels. Call to action should be at least 45 by 44 by 44 pixels. Right? Pick a primary goal. Write the design, the copy, create a consistent experience. That is all about working on great emails, designing a great emails, right? Designing a great emails, right? Thank you very much for the day.